Hello, it's day 338, and I want to talk about empty stomachs. Diet culture romanticizes empty stomachs. There's really no other way around it. We're taught to weigh ourselves in the morning when we're good and empty. Intermittent fasting is more popular now than it's ever been. And if you look on the market, there are teas and pills and cleanses that claim that they are going to clean you out top to bottom. You're going to be so squeaky clean inside that you're just going to float right off the planet. You're going to be so light. But it's not really acceptable to romanticize empty stomachs. So dieters will use euphemisms. They'll say, eat until you're comfortably full. Eat foods that are not inflammatory so you don't get bloated. These are all just different ways of saying the same thing. If you are eating, if you are full, then there's something wrong with you and you're doing it wrong. I'll admit that the whole thing about empty stomachs is a little bit, it's like the one line that the people in my life don't want to cross. They don't quite want to go there. I've been told a lot of things as a fat person. I've gotten a lot of hate, I've gotten a lot of comments, I've gotten a lot of unsolicited advice, but the one thing nobody ever seems to want to say to me is, oh, just stop eating. No, they won't go there because that's like a no-no. You shouldn't tell people to do that. That's like bad. It's fine to tell a fat person to lose some weight, but don't tell them that they need to have an empty stomach. Don't tell them that they shouldn't eat at all. Tell them that they should eat healthier. Tell them that they should do more in their day to offset the calories that they're eating. Tell them to keep a calorie deficit, but definitely don't tell them not to eat, because that's somehow worse than all of the other stuff that we've been telling them. But I've come to realize that there is some truth in a lot of the advice that's given. Eating until comfortable fullness, that's probably the biggest one. But you should eat intuitively. You know what I mean? When you are coming from a background of binge eating, like really serious binge eating, the idea of stopping when you're full is one that a lot of people, or at least I, always felt was out of my reach. I thought that that was not going to be something that I would ever be able to do, but now I do it more often than not. The idea of eating beyond comfortable fullness isn't appealing to me anymore, because I know that if I get hungry again, even if it's just 15 minutes from now, I can eat again. I know now that I can go back for seconds if I want them, so I don't feel the need to overload my plate. Food is available at any time, and that somehow takes away the pain of the painful memory of being hungry in between meals. I don't think being hungry for long periods of time is sustainable if you're trying to live a healthy lifestyle. I don't think it's something that you should be striving for. I think that much more often than not, an empty stomach is a bad thing, not a good thing or a sexy thing. It's just kind of uncomfortable, and it's not something that somebody should have to learn to deal with for the sake of fashion. You can lose weight on intuitive eating. I don't really know how to get that idea across except through example. Like, I am losing weight, but nobody can see it yet. I can tell, but I'm not to the point where other people can tell, so it's kind of a moot point right now. But when it does become noticeable, I think that people are going to start listening to me a little bit more. And by people, I mean all of the people in my life who told me to stop eating in so many words. Yeah, they didn't say it directly, but I can read between the lines, and I know what they meant.